Today we are going to learn the two-strand granny. If you want to go look in my profile, there is a one-strand granny. It is on the same premise. The only difference is there will be two strands being used. We will be using a bigger hook. This is our trusty dusty 10 mil. So we'll go with this. You ready? Let's go. We're gonna use this really pretty rainbow yarn for a while. Will you come here? There's also white yarn, and we're gonna use, there's some really pretty teal yarn, so the goal is to not exactly trim your stuff in the same place, you know what I mean? Be random about it, if you know how to be random. You want two ends that are the same length. Well, not the same length, but that are together. Alright. This is a little bit more tedious and a little bit more difficult. A little bit more difficult and tedious. If you're not sure how to do the single strand granny, I have a video on how to do a single strand granny. We will be working with two strands, 1 and 2. And we'll see how it turns out. The block is 5 rows high, so we'll see. We're gonna do the classic chain 5. The traditional granny square calls for a chain of 4. We're doing a chain 5 because we want that extra space. Here we go. You always have to remember to also keep both loops on the hook. They will fall. Don't you dare deny that. So, my easiest way to recommend this is treat these two strands like they're one. It's difficult, but the granny square is traditionally made with double crochets. So we're going to chain our 5, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now this 5th stitch will disappear, y'all. It will disappear. So we're gonna slip stitch into the knotted stitch, yeah? And we're gonna pull up and pull through. I have cats, y'all, so we're gonna chain 3. Actually, we're gonna chain 2 because our slip stitch will act like our third chain. So Like I said, sometimes it's weird. And it will act like it will not want to work with you at all. So 1 and 2. Because that slip stitch is technically the third stitch, which will bring it up to height. So we're just gonna work around work our tail in. So if you know how to do the standard double crochet, that makes you just as good. It's just a little more, yeah, we'll go with the word cumbersome, using more than one strand. So it's just a little more, yeah. We'll chain our 2, 1 and 2. Always trying to keep both loops on the hook. And sometimes it's easier said than done. So this is what we got already, guys. See how big that hook loop in the middle is getting? I can stick my thumb through it. Alright. You can use any kind of yarn for this. I'm using 4-ply worsted weight yarn. Red Heart Super Saver is what I generally use. Those of you who know. Okay. It can be, at times you'll have to stop and move around differently. That is what you got. Here's your first corner. We're going to chain our 2 again. 1 and 2. Well, you've already got 2 corners completed. So I'll show you here in a second. One and 2. Now you'll notice this center hole will still get a little bit bigger. One and 2. And your third or your fourth and final cluster will go right there. So 1 and 2. And 3. We're going to fix this. Okay. All right. One, 2, and 3. chain 1, chain 2, now slip stitch. This stitch you might not be able to slip stitch into, so just go in between the first and second double crochet, and this will be what it looks like. So I know it kind of looks like a red hot mess right now, but that's okay. So what I do is, what I've done is I've cut some turquoise, I've cut a strip, and I've got some teal color coming up. So it's not going to be an exact row of white. So we've chained our 2 with the slip stitch makes it 3. See that slip stitch makes it taller. So we're going to double crochet 2 more times, y'all. 1 and 2. Slide it down, chain our 2. Double crochet. Three. Double crochet, chain 1. Okay. Now you're going to want to double crochet in the next open space a total of 3 times. That's 1, 2, and this is the 3rd one. Alright. And 3. And chain 2. Now, notice that we have our color change. We're going to continue this row. We're going to continue 1, 2, and 3. Now, we will stop for a second. Remember how I did the long for the white? Well, I didn't. I'm going to show you how we did it. I'm going to cut it super long and eliminate the rainbow. Nice. Now, we'll bring it back together. Now, granted, I've cut my 1 strand. See? I'm gonna reattach it to something else, to a different color. So, here in a minute. So, 1, 2, 3, 1 and our 2. You'll notice they sort of match. Pull up on that a little bit. Now, we're going to do it 1, 2, 3. There's our thread. Now we'll wait. We'll grab this. So y'all can see. It's just a regular knot, y'all. It's nothing big. Now, I like clipping off my excess knot because I like to make them a little bit large at first. And then, as I clip it off, you're going to see here in a minute that knot. We're going to see here. We're going to chain our 1. We're going to double crochet 2. Always keep counting. 3, 2, 1. Shit. Come on. I know you want to come on. All the way. Okay. We'll get this in 3. And we'll chain our 1. 1 and 2. And to the last row here. 1, 2, 3, 3, I gotta fix this, so we're gonna fix this real quick. So we're gonna pull really tight. Okay. Now, you'll notice I have knots everywhere, but that's okay. Now we're going to chain our final two, and 1 and 2 into this last little spot. You're going to put your final 3 double crochets in. And then you're going to work your teal and work your red and your white and your teal until you feel like it's right. So when you think you have enough of one color, stop on that color, just on the one of the 2 colors. And then later, just a little bit later, like I did, trim into the next color. And whatever color you have in your basket is whatever color you use, or whatever color you're feeling, you know? So and this last stitch on this one over here always can be a little bit rough. So you can continue on growing it like I grew this one. Recommended is 5 rows. Every couple of rows you're going to have to stop because your hands are going to be hurting. Alright, y'all. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. Peace, love, and light to all. Do not forget to like and subscribe.